You know that person who never seems to lose it? Someone cuts them off in traffic, their boss embarrasses them in a meeting, someone says exactly the wrong thing, and they just don't explode. You've probably looked at them and thought, how? Because when you're the one white-knuckling it, forcing a smile while something is boiling underneath you, it doesn't feel like calm. It feels like a pressure cooker with the lid screwed too tight. So what's actually going on inside the minds of people who seem to have iron control over their anger? Here's the thing. There are two completely different things happening, and most people can't tell the difference from the outside. One of them is slowly destroying you. The other one is a skill. My name is Kino, and I spend way too much time thinking about how emotions actually work. Subscribe if you want more of this. So let's start with what's really happening. When we talk about people who control their anger, we're actually talking about two totally different things that look identical on the surface. The first is suppression. You feel the anger, you just shove it down and pretend it's not there. The second is reappraisal. You actually change how you're thinking about the situation before the anger fully fires. Same calm face, completely different interior experience. Think of it like two people standing at the edge of a cliff. One is absolutely terrified but forcing themselves to look unbothered. The other has genuinely convinced themselves the drop isn't that scary. They look the same. They are not the same. Here's what's actually happening in your body and brain when you suppress anger. A meta-analysis pulling from 81 studies found that suppression is consistently linked to more anger problems, not fewer. When you bottle emotions, your heart rate stays elevated, your blood pressure stays up, and your brain is still running the threat response at full speed. You've just turned off the alarm sound without actually addressing the fire. And the cost compounds. Research by James Gross at Stanford found that people who habitually suppress their emotions experience more negative emotions over time, not less, and fewer positive ones too. They're also more likely to be depressed, less satisfied with their lives, and have fewer close relationships. Why? Because suppression makes you feel fake. You're performing calm while feeling chaos, and over time, that inauthenticity erodes how you see yourself and how much you trust other people. The anger doesn't disappear, it leaks into passive aggression, into physical tension, into the way you suddenly snap at someone over something small 2 weeks later. Reappraisal is a completely different animal. This is where someone, before they're fully flooded, genuinely reconsiders what's happening. Your boss criticizes you in front of the team. Instead of locking on to, "This is humiliating and he's attacking me," your brain shifts to, "He's stressed. This is feedback. I can use it." That reframe happens early, before the emotional avalanche gets going, and the result isn't just a calmer expression, it's a genuinely lower physiological response. Lower blood pressure, less activation in the brain's threat centers. Studies show people who habitually reappraise have better mental health, stronger relationships, higher self-esteem, and more positive emotions than people who suppress. So, what does this actually mean for you? The key thing to understand is that staying calm isn't a personality trait, it's a strategy, and the strategy you're using matters enormously. If you're the kind of person who prides yourself on never losing your temper, it's worth asking, are you actually processing what's making you angry, or are you just really good at locking the door and pretending no one's home? Because here's what gets misunderstood. The goal isn't to never feel anger. Anger is useful. It tells you something is wrong. It motivates action. The question is whether you're working with it or just hiding it. The people who genuinely seem calm, they're usually not suppressing. They've learned, through practice or experience, to catch themselves early and reframe. Is this actually about me? Is this as bad as it feels right now? What's really going on here? Those questions aren't weakness. They're the actual mechanism behind real emotional control. Remember when we started? That person who just doesn't seem to lose it? Now you can see what might actually be going on. They're either quietly suffering with a locked door they never open, or they've built a habit of thinking differently before the fire starts. One of those is willpower, the other is wisdom, and you can actually practice the second one. The key takeaway: controlling anger and suppressing anger are not the same thing. One is a strategy that slowly costs you. The other is a skill you can build. If this video helped you see the difference between suppressing and actually regulating your emotions, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe for more content like this. Share this with someone who always seems too calm. They might need to hear it. Let me know in the comments, do you think you suppress or reappraise? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.